Hello and welcome to Best European River Cruises, all you need to know about choosing the right river cruise presentation. I'm going to be upfront with you immediately by saying that it's impossible for us to present with you all you need to know about European river cruise in a single presentation, as simply there's just so much to discover. So rather, let's say that this presentation will provide you with all you need to know about river cruising in order to make an informed decision about what it is that you're looking for, and so you can take the next step and discuss your ideas with one of our holiday design specialists. Within this presentation, you're going to learn what river cruising is all about, why river cruising is such a great way to travel, the unique experiences that river cruising can offer you throughout the seasons, where river cruises actually go, and which regions we recommend, which itineraries we recommend for first timers and second timers, and even regular river cruises. We also provide you a short overview of each of the main river cruise operators in order for you to get a better sense of what they are all about. At the end of the presentation, we're going to offer you a free cruise comparison chart, providing you with the most comprehensive information you could possibly desire for each of the cruise operators. It includes their ships, their cabin types, and even their unique selling points. In addition to this, we're going to provide you with a free copy of the 40 most frequently asked questions about European river cruising, which we recommend you have on hand when you watch the next presentation in our series by clicking on the Discuss tab. Lastly, we also provide you with a copy of the Custom Cruise Profiler form, which we recommend you don't complete until you've also watched our next presentation in our series by clicking on the Discuss tab. By building your knowledge first with this presentation, followed by our Discuss presentation and our series of cruise operator interviews, the first of which commences with Susan Harberley, the National Sales and Marketing Manager for APT, sharing some of her personal cruise experiences, we also arm you with the most reliable, well-researched information we could lay our hands on. These presentations, combined with the free cruise comparison chart, the frequently asked questions, and the cruise profile form, place an incredible wealth of information in your hands and give you the inside knowledge and the tips that you won't find scouring the internet on your own. Now, without further ado, please sit back and enjoy what European river cruising's all about.
Throughout continental Europe and the United Kingdom runs an extensive network of rivers and canals, linking the towns, villages and the cities, while winding their way through some of Europe's most beautiful scenery and the most charming regions. These waterways have existed for centuries and were used long before the advent of rail and motor vehicles to transport the goods and produce of merchant traders throughout the continent. To this day, they still operate as a vital transport artery and are now a popular way to explore Europe and its regions aboard luxury passenger vessels. European river cruising, allowing an up-close and intimate view of the ever-changing scenery from fairy tale villages and picturesque castles to medieval towns and many of Europe's grandest metropolises. Cruising along these ancient waterways provides you with the opportunity to experience Europe and its old world charm in a manner not possible on an overland or ocean cruising holiday. Once you've experienced the beauty of river cruising with one of the best European river cruises recommended cruise operators, you won't want to travel any other way. River cruising offers you a convenient, value-packed way to experience the delights of Europe, free from many of the hassles of other means of travel. Through navigating these waterways and docking right in the heart of both small towns and big cities, you're provided with convenient access to the many varied attractions on offer, and don't have to bother with transfers to and from your accommodation, and checking in and out at each new destination. The relatively small amount of guests on board means you never have to wait long in line to embark and disembark the ship, and that affords you more time to explore and discover the sights and traditions of the places along the route. river cruising also provides a more intimate experience not possible on ocean cruises. And the placid waters of these rivers and canals means no rough water or motion sickness, just smooth and peaceful sailing. Unpack your luggage only once and settle into your luxurious 5-star floating boutique hotel, which has been thoughtfully designed and furnished with sophisticated elegance and is able to cater to your every need with all modern amenities on board. Cruising these majestic waterways is one of the most relaxing and romantic ways you can enjoy everything that these wonderful destinations have to offer, and that extends to the onboard experience, as each ship in every cruise operator's fleet has been carefully designed and uniquely decorated with inspiring pieces of art, fine antiquities, and elegant furnishings. Depending on the time of year you wish to visit, the different seasons offer a variety of incredible experiences, as varied as the seasons themselves. In March and April, the temperatures are mild to cold, with possible snow still in some places, and you can take advantage of the fantastic shopping sales period. From May to June, spring is bursting into life. The temperatures are warm to hot, and it's a fantastic time to enjoy Europe's natural beauty. In the peak season, from July to August, Europe is alive and bustling with tourists from all over the world. At this time of year, some destinations can be very busy and temperatures can be very hot. Between September and October, the crowds begin to subside, and although the warm summer temperatures can linger on, it's the vibrant autumn colours that start to appear. In November and December, you can enjoy the romance of the festive season, as the temperatures drop, the snow begins to fall, and the Christmas markets create a rich holiday atmosphere. For first-time river cruise passengers without a special interest in a particular region, an excellent first cruise choice is Amsterdam to Budapest. Cruises such as APT's Magnificent Europe or Scenic River Cruises' Jewels of Europe will introduce you to 4 incredible countries and many beautiful must-see sites, including Rothenburg, Nuremberg, Budapest and Vienna, as well as hidden gems like Wertheim and Miltenberg. The cruising highlights include the romantic Rhine, the scenic Wachau Valley, and the main Danube Canal, a marvel of modern engineering. Second or third timers who have done Amsterdam to Budapest or Amsterdam to Vienna, and who are interested in the cultures and traditions of Eastern Europe, may enjoy a Black Sea cruise, such as Avalon's Black Sea Discovery. Or those who prefer to stay in West Germany and enjoy lots of daytime sailing and lovely scenery will love Viking River Cruises' Treasures of the Rhine. If you have already cruised along the Rhine, Main and Danube rivers, we would suggest taking in the fabulous scenery along Portugal and Spain's Douro River, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with Croisi's Kingdom of the Golden River. Or see the magnificent splendour of the Scandinavian Fjordlands, Baltics and Russia, with APT's Copenhagen to Moscow. Russia also offers sensational sightseeing, and Uniworld's Imperial Waterways of Russia takes you to the best sites along the Volga River. These itineraries mentioned are just a tiny taste of what is available, and remember, as I did tell you at the beginning of this presentation, I can't present every single itinerary to you at once, and I'm not even going to try. But hopefully you are starting to get an idea of what the possibilities are, what time of year you might like to travel, which countries you might be interested in seeing. Don't worry, we will dissect individual itineraries offered by each of the cruise operators, but first we need to build your knowledge on river cruising and the companies themselves. So with that in mind, let's take a brief look at the different cruise operators and get a snapshot of what each has to offer, their unique style of river cruising, and what sets them apart. APT. This Australian-based company considers itself a market leader, providing dream journeys ideal for the traveller looking to discover Europe and Russia. Let's have a look at what APT says. Away from the busy highways, the rivers of Europe and Russia thread intimately through beautiful and historic landscapes. This is quite possibly the most leisurely and convenient way to travel. As the clear market leaders with over 8 years of experience in river cruising, we have created a wide variety of dream journeys, ideal for the traveller looking to discover Europe and Russia. Designed to bring the elegance and amenities of a 5-star hotel to the water, APT's ships offer a truly luxurious experience. In addition to all the comforts you'd expect from a boutique hotel, APT's all-suite ships offer you a different, visually sumptuous setting every day. Between 2006 and 2012, APT have designed and built their own luxurious fleet of 10 5-star super ships, Europe's newest, most innovative floating hotels, all with balconies. Custom designed and built in Holland by the world's foremost shipbuilding experts, APT's European river ships signify the evolution of modern river cruising. From the intricate elegance of the interior appointments to the opulence of the suites, the wealth of recreational choice provided in the vessel's public areas, these river ships are truly some of the finest on Europe's waters. APT river cruises are designed to offer maximum ease and convenience to their travellers. Their commitment to fully inclusive holidays means you will always know where you stand within your holiday budget. They've considered every detail, from port charges to airport transfers, gratuities to gourmet meals, wine, beer, dinners and entertainment, exceptional sightseeing and much more. They've got it covered. Scenic. This Australian-based company's reputation is impeccable, and for more than 20 years they've been delivering outstanding holiday experiences to travellers who expect the best of everything. Let's have a look at what Scenic has to say. There is a serenity about exploring Europe's most beautiful landscapes by river cruise. There is a soothing rhythm to Europe's great rivers, the Rhine, Moselle, Main and Danube, as they flow through famous cities, past ornate palaces, under magnificent bridges and out into the untouched countryside. The tranquility continues once you are welcomed aboard. Simply unpack your spacious guest room or suite, and then you can unwind as the most luxurious cruise ship in Europe will take you to an abundance of unforgettable sights. Scenic spaceships are a new generation of cruise ships. At 135 metres long, they offer 22% more space than standard vessels and have 2 entire decks of balcony cabins. That's 82% of all cabins. As a result, their private balcony suites are 24% larger than normal and offer exceptional comfort. Each has its own private full-size outdoor balcony, while their Royal and Junior suites on the superior Danube deck enjoy the services of a private butler. Relax in Scenic's panorama lounge and bar to enjoy breathtaking views through floor-to-ceiling windows. With 3 separate dining areas, a variety of options are presented to guests. Scenic's main restaurant, Crystal Dining, can provide single-sitting dining, which means no waiting to eat, as you can choose from cozy tables for 2 or dining with friends at tables of 4, 6 and 8. With Scenic Tours, everything is included, except your personal spending. You'll enjoy guided city tours and fantastic sightseeing with expert local guides. Complimentary bicycles are provided, and you don't have to pay for optional tours. Scenic also provides special evening entertainment and other highlight events. Avalon Waterways. Owned by the well-known Globus brand, Avalon launched their fleet in 2004. Let's have a look at what Avalon has to say. Like the very rivers we travel, Avalon is continually moving forward, making improvements and embracing the world beyond. And it's this approach, our drive to exceed guest expectations by pushing the boundaries of the river cruise experience, that makes us not only the most contemporary cruise line on Europe's waters, but also the most consistent. year after year, thanks to the continuous feedback and encouragement of our travellers, cruise directors, and travel agent partners, Avalon Waterways has unveiled new ships, amenities, and experiences that set the standard in European river cruising. Our views are panoramic and spaces large. Comfort is king and dining is for your taste. And thanks to our heritage through Globus, our itineraries are legendary. In 2004, Avalon Waterways launched their fleet with floor-to-ceiling windows and French balconies on 2 decks of every Avalon vessel. They developed a silent drive system for the stern of each ship to ensure travellers the most quiet cruise experience possible. Embracing their Swiss heritage, Avalon's ships have an eye for detail, from meticulous millwork to hand-applied finishes, from designer lighting to enhanced soundproofing, from the conception and flow of the lounges to the placement of the windows. Avalon's ships are thoughtfully designed and appointed with materials praised for their quality, beauty, and functionality. Avalon offers award-winning land programs which transform tourists into travellers and storytellers. And to help them truly experience each destination with guided sightseeing in every port, engaging port lectures, VIP access into key destinations, no waiting in lines, and great cultural immersion. The storytelling continues thanks to highly skilled cruise and tour directors. Whether you're passionate about music, art, history, politics, or wine, you can experience the very essence of your destination on one of Avalon's exclusive theme cruises. Enhance your subject knowledge with their expert onboard presentations and mingle with others who share your passion. If you're still with us, you are obviously enjoying the presentation and discovering some of the unique differences between the cruise company operators. Just to remind you again, don't worry if you haven't written it all down. You will receive a free download of Best European River Cruises Cruise Comparison Chart, which will provide you with all the nuts and bolts details. With that in mind, let's take a look at Uniworld, another company with Swiss origins. Uniworld. This boutique company with Swiss origins offers a unique 5-star boutique cruising experience. Let's have a look at what Uniworld has to say. Cruising the beautiful waterways of Europe and Russia is the most relaxing and fulfilling way you can experience everything these wonderful destinations have to offer. And because Uniworld believes the quality of that experience should carry through to every part of your journey, each ship in Uniworld's fleet has been meticulously designed and uniquely decorated with inspiring art, fine antiques, and elegant furnishings. What makes Uniworld very different from all other cruise lines is the unique partnership they have with their sister company, the Red Carnation Hotels, an award-winning collection of family-run, world-class hotels renowned for its expertise in operating luxurious 5-star boutique hotel experiences. The synergy shared between the two companies has resulted in unparalleled levels of quality in service and stylish luxury, offering the very finest river cruise experience available for discerning guests. In recent years, the renowned Red Carnation Hotels design team has personally overseen every detail of Uniworld's ships to create stunning, welcoming interiors. Every aspect of the decor, original artwork, amenities and thoughtful details are carefully chosen, with much thought and care for their guests' comfort and needs. While each Uniworld ship has its own individual style and personality, all of their ships share the same common threads of distinction, elegance, and most of all, warm and caring service, of which provides their guests with a uniquely satisfying vacation. Uniworld, together with Red Carnation Hotels, has totally redefined a new level of river cruising, which they call boutique river cruising, and they are the only cruise company that offers this experience. Viking River Cruises. This European-based river cruise company is one of the most highly awarded cruise companies in the world. Let's have a look at what Viking has to say. Elegant, stylish, exceptionally comfortable, the world's largest fleet of river cruise ships is also the most beautiful. And since we operate all the vessels in our fleet, there is no detail that goes unnoticed. On board, you are greeted with an abundance of space, with room to relax, fresh air to breathe, and all the comforts of a fine hotel. One that is designed to blend seamlessly with the spectacular panorama of ever-changing views. Viking ships are at the cutting edge of design. Renowned Norwegian maritime architects Ran and Storbraten have created an interior that whispers elegance at every turn. On their newest ships, you can look forward to the most spacious staterooms with hotel-style beds, premium bath products, television with a choice of satellite channels, and of course, those precious views. In 2012, Viking will also debut 6 state-of-the-art ships, expertly designed, featuring more full-size verandas and full-size staterooms than any other ship in Europe. Plus, the lounge has been reinvented with Viking's patent-pending design that allows floor-to-ceiling windows to roll aside and create a unique area that combines the comfort of the indoors with the fresh air and exhilaration of the outdoors. This new Aquavit terrace is sure to be a favourite location for scenic cruising. Priding itself on service, even going as far as to offer a superb service guarantee, Viking is deservedly one of the most highly awarded cruise companies in the world. Cruisy Europe. This 35-year-old French family-run company, Cruisy Europe is Europe's largest river cruise line, offering a tempting choice of port of call, state-of-the-art facilities and carefully planned itineraries. Their 27 vessels supply the European rivers as well as the Adriatic coast and the Red Sea. Cruisy Europe has a fleet of 27 prestige category boats with cabins, which ply the most beautiful rivers in Europe. Spacious and light, they offer a welcoming and refined setting. Accommodation capacity varies from 100 to 180 passengers, depending on the boat's design. At the cutting edge of technology, their facilities offer comfort and safety. Carefully maintained and partially renovated each year, the Cruisy Europe fleet is largely made up of recently built vessels, less than 5 years old, all with Veritas certification. The leading European river tour operator owes this international reputation to its seriousness, its dynamism, its sense of innovation, and its recognised value for money. Cruisy Europe's biggest asset is that the company has complete control over all operational matters in the fleet, from beginning to end. Cruisy Europe has also asserted itself with its credentials in the environmental field, A pioneer in this respect, the company chose to apply the very high standards now expected of all cruise operators before any official regulations came into force. Tapp River Cruising. Founded in 1925 by Arthur Tapp Sr., this company has spent the last 85 years refining their approach to immersive cultural experiences. Let's have a look at what Tapp has to say. Voted the world's best river cruise company in 2011 by Travel and Leisure magazine, we are a leader in the creation of enriching travel experiences that enhance people's lives by broadening their knowledge and fulfilling their dreams. We are a family company built on a timeless philosophy of integrity, innovation, and respect. By exceeding customer expectations, we continually build a loyal and dedicated following. Tapp's intimate and club-like experience begins with their luxurious riverboats, each custom crafted to comfortably accommodate 118 guests, with a choice of onboard restaurants and spacious suite accommodations with every amenity. But it is also about the Tappland experiences in every destination, along the Danube, Rhine, Main, Moselle, Maas, Rhone and Saône rivers. Unparalleled in Europe, embodying the signature sightseeing that has made Tapp a leader in award-winning travel for 85 years. Tapp takes care of every detail on your river cruise, so you connect ashore with people, places, and cultural traditions. The shore excursions are a well-choreographed blend of cultural sightseeing and at time leisure to maximise your experience. Their exclusive cultural experiences, many of them private for Tapp guests only, are an important part of every cruise. Dining ashore is included, providing a genuine taste of regional cuisine. With 3 Tapp directors on every river cruise, 1 Tapp cruise director on board every river boat, personalised attention and service is enjoyed throughout your cruise, both on the riverboat and ashore. With onboard entertainment programs including movie nights, cooking demonstrations, local entertainment, themed game nights and all the facilities you would expect from a premium river cruise company, Tapp embodies the idea of all-inclusive river cruising, whilst at the same time providing special Tapp exclusives which ensure that Tapp river cruises are exceptional value.
Hopefully, you've watched this presentation to gain a better understanding of what river cruising is all about and why it's such a great way to explore Europe. We built this presentation to assist you to discovering the possibilities of where you can travel on a river cruise and the unique experiences that the different seasons have to offer. And also to enable you to get a sense of what the river cruise operators themselves and their philosophy of what they're all about. By now you no doubt realise that truly is an enormous amount of information to consider when choosing a European river cruise. And this presentation is not designed to cover every detail, it just wouldn't be possible. However, this is the first step in building your knowledge about the European river cruising, and with each step we will build that knowledge a little further so that when you get ready to book, you'll be armed with the right information to ask the right questions and be ready to receive the right recommendations. Enter your details in the form at the end of this presentation so that we can send you a free copy of our comprehensive cruise comparison chart, our 40 most frequently asked questions, and our custom cruise profiler form. For a limited time, we're also going to be offering you a free 30-minute consultation with one of our expert holiday design specialists. This is going to enable you to make the most of your newfound knowledge of European river cruising. However, before you take us up on this offer, we highly recommend that you first watch our discussed presentation, particularly the all you need to know about how to choose the right European river cruise, and make use of the incredible information detailed within our free cruise comparison chart, top 40 frequently asked questions, and the custom cruise profiler form, as these will provide you with the valuable information you need to enable you to get the most out of your consultation. This consultation should be the most targeted advice you've ever received, because you will know the right question to ask and you'll be well prepared to understand the recommendations that we're making. These consultations are normally billed at $250, but we're offering them to you now for free. This is a limited offer and we will cap the number of consultations once our holiday design specialists have maxed out their available time slots. So in order for you to receive your free 30-minute consultation, just fill in the custom cruise profile form and email it back to the address provided. One of our expert holiday design specialists will then contact you to propose a time for you to sit with them and design your trip of a lifetime. We're offering to set this up either by phone or Skype or an interactive video-based meeting. It's up to you. Or if you're local to the Albany area, we can of course book you in with a face-to-face booking right here in our office at 151 Albany Highway. It's up to you. Time and time again, I've heard the travel industry professionals say things like, you can't give away this information for free, or that you must try and get people to book things as quickly as possible. We're not interested in that quick, poorly researched booking based on the click of a mouse switch. Ultimately, it's no different than rolling dice and hoping for the best. We are providing you with information on this site and our free offers so that you can make the best informed decision about your holiday planning. That's what this is all about. And when we do design your holiday with you, we want you to know that it will match you perfectly. In fact, we're so confident this is the case that when you do book with us, if your riverboat cruises somehow don't feel like it's matched the recommendations that we've offered you, then we'll give you a 100% money back guarantee on the entire $250 service fee. Now, our free offers and this guarantee means that you have no risk for you at all whatsoever now. So simply make use of our free cruise comparison chart and the frequently asked questions. Watch out all you need to know about how to choose the right river cruise presentation. That's of course if you haven't already done so. If you want to learn more about our specific cruise operators, then watch our presentations of the live interviews with the cruise operators themselves. They're very informative. Once you're armed with all this information, you'll need to be ready for our expert recommendations. Then send us your completed cruise profiler. Take us up on our free 30-minute consultation valued at over $250, and remember that the number of free consultations available is limited and we will close this offer soon. So get watching, get reading, enjoy learning all about you need to know how to choose the right river cruise, and get your free holiday consultation with one of our design specialists right now.